I've used a lot of different chairs in my life, from office chairs to gaming chairs to dining room chairs. You name it, I have used it. And I've had some really, really great experiences with chairs, and I've also had some not so great experiences with chairs. In fact, I've even had chairs that have caused me joint pain in my knees because of the way that the chair sat, or the way that I sat in the chair rather. And then swapping out the chair itself relieved that pain, and I felt much better, and it was fine, right? So having a good chair, especially if you spend a lot of time in your chair at your desk, working, things like that, is massively important. Now for me, I'm a full-time content creator here on YouTube making videos, as well as a full-time live streamer over on Twitch. And when I'm not streaming games and talking with the chat for hours and hours and hours on end on Twitch, I'm here at my computer editing YouTube videos much like this one. And spending a lot of time in my chair means that I need to have a comfortable chair that's going to support me in the right areas and not give me that joint pain and just discomfort that I've experienced with past chairs. So in my journey of searching for a really, really good gaming / streaming chair, I went through the phases of the classic, racer seat style chair all the way into the mesh office chair realm. And recently, a company named OdinLake reached out to me and asked me if I wanted to check out their brand new mesh chair called the Ergo MAX 747. Now, this chair is the chair that I'm sitting in right now, and in this video, I'm going to tell you why this chair is the best office chair that I have ever used. Now, when this chair showed up at my front door, it was in a pretty large box. And come to find out, the box weighed about 65 pounds. So when I was carrying it in, I realized this is going to be a little bit too heavy to try to carry throughout the house and get back to my studio. So instead, I ended up taking each piece out of the box and carrying it through the house back to my studio and laid them all out on my floor. I figured this would be a much better way for you guys to see me unbox everything, because even though it's not technically showing me unboxing it, you're getting an idea of the fact that these are all the pieces that came in the box. Now, once I got everything pulled out, I started unwrapping it. It was very, very well packaged, and I did not see any damage on any of the different pieces that were part of the chair. So even though the box was a little bit, kind of banged up on the outside, everything inside was just fine. So I started unwrapping everything, and I noticed that there's a lot of cool things that they give you in this box. For instance, they give you a pair of white gloves. Now, part of the reason why they do this is because you're putting together a big chair that's made of, like aluminum and plastic. But also on top of that, because of the brushed or actually the polished aluminum metal look, you're going to get fingerprints all over it if you're not careful. And so instead, they give you these nice white gloves in order to alleviate getting fingerprints all over the chair while you're building it. Now, I, of course, immediately slapped on these gloves and used them the entire build, as well as afterwards when I was testing out the chair, because, honestly, they're just, they look awesome, they felt awesome, and I felt like a professional, okay? I also noticed that they give you everything you need to build this chair. They give you a wrench, a really nice actual hexagon wrench with a handle on it, as well as a few screws and a little plastic cover that goes basically where the headrest area is. It's very simple. It's a pretty straightforward build. There is a really, really nice instruction booklet that kind of explains everything to you. And the only confusing thing that I ran into while I was building this chair is that on the end of the wheels, there's a little plastic cap that I thought was supposed to be taken off of the wheel in order to insert the wheels into the chair. But I realized after trying to put the wheels in without that cap on that the wheels they weren't fitting properly. Once you put the cap back on, they fit just fine. And it actually are pretty easy to pull out of the bottom of the chair as well if you need to clean the wheels or you want to swap them for a different set of wheels. So I really appreciated that nice little design element as well. One thing I noticed while I was unwrapping everything is that everything felt really, really, really solid. All of the plastic was, a much more solid, not flimsy feeling, but very, very solid, nice, premium feeling plastic components. But then a lot of the chair is metal, so each piece is actually kind of heavy. That's why the box weighed 65 pounds. And I really appreciate it because it just feels like you're unwrapping quality components. And then when you start building this thing, you have this vision in mind of this premium product when you get done. And I will say, when you get done building it, that's basically what you get. Now, like I said, the instructions were pretty easy and pretty clear when building the chair, so it wasn't too hard to follow along. I did run into a few moments where, for instance, I was appreciating how well balanced the back of the chair is with the seat of the chair. And when you place it up on the little bracket to screw into the base of the chair, the seat part, the back of the chair sits up there very, very nicely without any screws in it whatsoever, even though it's a huge aluminum backed, the whole entire back support of the chair is aluminum. It sat up there really, really nicely, but I wasn't paying attention, and it is balancing up there, but if you kind of tilt it the wrong way or that sort of thing, it can fall down. So it kind of fell down and smacked me in the face. I was fine, but that is something to be aware of. You might want to have somebody hold it up there while you go to put the first screw in, just so you don't have it fall on your face. But every step of the building process was really, really, really well planned out. And of course, while I was screwing in each one of the bolts that come with the chair, I just felt very, very good feedback with each of the screws. You screw them in, they've got washers on them that will kind of, under pressure, they will latch into place and basically create a really nice seal. I also noticed on the screws themselves that they had some Loctite on the ends of them. So once you get them screwed in, tighten them down and they shouldn't really be going anywhere. There was even really nice little design features I noticed. Like for instance, whenever you put the armrests into the chair, underneath the chair, they made little plastic covers to cover up the screws, even though no one's ever going to put their head up under that chair and look to see where the armrests were screwed into the base of the chair. They have little plastic covers just to add another element of premium workmanship. I really, really appreciated how detail oriented they were with the construction of this chair. They even went as far as to put an L or an R on the pieces of plastic to show you whether they go on the left or the right side. And then they just snap into place and it makes the chair look a little bit more flush and polished because of those little caps that cover the bare screws themselves. Now I want to go ahead and get into the rating portion of this video where I'm going to talk about 5 different categories and how well the chair did in each one of these categories. And the first one is the design of the chair. And once I got it all built, I really, really, really like the design. First of all, you have this 3-section backrest, basically taking that initial lumbar support that you see on a lot of mesh chairs and tripling it, okay? So you have one specifically for your lumbar, one for your spine, and then one for your shoulders. And I like the look of it, right? I wasn't sure whether the design was going to be as comfortable as it looked, but it just had a really, really nice appeal to it, and it made the chair seem a little bit more advanced than a lot of the mesh chairs that are on the market today. Also, I really had to appreciate the overall design of the chair. The way the curves of the aluminum back on this chair are molded in and the way that they fit in so nicely with the base of the chair, the overall look and the combination of the chrome with the black, it just blends really well. It looks professional. It is kind of it's almost like a chair sculpture in a way. So as far as the design goes, I give it a 5 stars because I think it looks fantastic. And I really, 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 really am glad that it's as comfortable as it is with the way that it looks. Now, the next thing I want to talk about are the features of the chair. And this chair basically can do it all. It has a lot of different adjustments and a lot of functionality. Now, one of the things that a lot of these chairs have started implementing is what they call 4D armrests, which are basically armrests that can move front to back, side to side, up and down, and you can even swivel them. You can tilt them left or right so that they can, instead of being just straight like this, they can be, canted either in or out. And these armrests are very, very solid. I've had other chairs that have this same feature, but they feel kind of flimsy and they kind of slide around, or if you lean on them the wrong way, then they slide over to one side or the other. It kind of loses its position. But these armrests are solid. They do a very, very good job. They stay in place and they're also very comfortable. They're kind of hard. They're not super squishy, but it's also not so hard that if you put your elbows into it, that it's going to hurt your elbow. They do sink in a little bit and give you enough cushion to not have to, feel bad whenever you use the armrest to get up or lean up or things like that. This chair also, of course, like I've already mentioned, is a mesh chair, a fully mesh office chair. Now, I have fallen in love with mesh chairs recently because my studio here gets extremely hot. I have 2 PCs running as well as a laptop running. Basically, the entire time I'm in here, I have the door closed and it's basically sealed up, and it just gets to be extremely hot. But as soon as I switched over to mesh chairs, I discovered that it's cool, it's comfortable, and you don't have that kind of sticky, just sweaty feeling you have whenever you're sitting in a chair that's made out of fake or even real leather for that matter. One of the cool things about this chair is instead of having those those, you know, metal bars underneath the chair that you have to lift up. If you want to lift the chair, you have to pull it up, or if you want to move the backrest, you have to pull it out and do all kinds of different maneuvers. This actually has little levers or switches on the sides so that if you want to lean the chair back, you just flip one up. It's like a light switch almost, and you can lean back. If you want to adjust the seat forward or backwards, which the seat on this chair does slide forward and backwards, you just flip another lever and it allows it to go forward and backward. If you want the chair to go up and down, instead of having to reach under there and grab a giant lever, there's just a little switch that you pull up and the chair will go up and down. So it makes the adjustment of this chair extremely easy and very nice. And they have cables running underneath the chair. It almost looks like cables on a bike for the brake system. And they've got these I don't know, hydraulic cables or whatever they are that run to the different parts of the chair. And when you flip these levers that are on the sides of the chair, it controls the different aspects of the chair. So it's a really, really cool design, and it's so much easier to use than the traditional levers underneath the chair. The only thing they have underneath the chair is a round knob that is used to adjust the tension of like the tilt back in your chair. So when you tilt back like this, there is a knob under there that controls how much tension or how much pressure it takes to make this tilt back. But that's the only knob that is underneath the chair. Everything else are little switches on the sides. Something else I really love about this chair is that it has really nice wheels that it comes with, and these wheels actually roll very well on carpet. Now, I know you're not supposed to run office chair wheels on carpet, preferably, but after using, you know, hard surfaces over the carpet and all that kind of stuff, and it slides around a lot, I have just decided that I'd rather just use the wheels on the carpet. And I will say, because these are larger wheels and they run really smoothly, even though this chair is heavier than any of the other chairs that I've ever had, it rolls very, very smoothly on the carpet, and it does a really, really good job. I also love the way they designed the base. I have another office chair that has a metal base just like this one, except for the way it's designed is it has sharper edges and the base comes out further from underneath the chair. So I end up smacking my ankles into that base on the chair if I'm not careful, while I'm streaming or gaming or that sort of thing. And it's just not very comfortable. It can actually end up hurting a lot of times. This base, however, is a little bit more low profile, and they've rounded out the edges of the base so that even if your leg or your foot does run into it, it's not so sharp and jagged, so it's not going to hurt you as bad. There's another really cool feature on the back of this chair, which is basically a bag rack or a coat rack, so to speak. You can put a coat over the back of the chair or hang a bag back there, and it just fits on the back of your chair perfectly, and you don't have to set it down somewhere or find a place for it. And then, of course, this chair has a really, really nice headrest. It's oversized compared to my previous mesh chair that I've been using. That chair has a smaller headrest, but this one is oversized and extremely comfortable. I've also noticed, because of the adjustments on this chair, I can get the lumbar support and the back supports exactly where I want them. And this entire back of this chair raises up and down. So if you're a taller person or have a taller torso, you can adjust the back of this chair to fit your back specifically. So feature-wise, this chair has basically everything you could want. So I'm gonna go ahead and give it a 5 stars because it covers all the bases and it fits very, very well on me. The other cool thing about it is the lumbar support, and the way this backrest works is as you move around, it will adjust to the position of your back, so it always feels comfortable. Now, the next category is functionality, and we kind of talked about that in the features segment, but what I will say is that the features and the adjustments that this chair has are very functional. So as far as functionality goes, I don't see anything that I personally would want that this chair doesn't have. I'm sure that there's some super crazy chairs out there that have, back massagers in them and RGB lights and stuff, but none of that is stuff that I would want in my chair. So I'm going to give it a 5 stars as well for functionality because it works very, very well in all of the areas that it has. Now, the next category is comfort. And like I've already mentioned multiple times, this chair is comfortable, you guys. Very, very comfortable. I haven't noticed any types of issues with it. So this one definitely gets a 5 star in the comfort area as well. It tends to do a really, really good job. And I've used this for multiple streams now and been streaming and sitting in this chair for 7 or 8 hours at a time and not had any problems. Now, the last category for this chair is price, and I will tell you, even though they do run sales on their website and things like that, this chair is not cheap. I believe that the list price on their website for this chair is I just double checked it to make sure. It is $900, $899. Now, if you get a sale, you might get $100 off, $120 off. So definitely watch for the sales. But this is a $900 chair, so it is not cheap. And as far as price goes, because it is a premium chair, it makes sense that they would have it priced in that level. But at the same time, $900 is pretty steep. So is it easy to recommend? Yes, in every way except for the price. Now, if you're somebody who really needs a comfortable chair and you really want to have, mesh and all the adjustments and the triple layer back support and stuff like that, I can recommend this chair if you're willing to spend the $900. But I cannot give it a 5-star in price because it's $900. So I'm going to give the price a 3 stars. I do believe that the chair is worth it at $900, but it's a steep price. It is a steep price. So keep that in mind. You'll get a great chair. The quality, the comfort, the functionality, all of those things are there to make it worth $900. But it is $900, right? So it's not like the best budget chair on the market. It's going to be a premium chair. You're getting what you pay for with the quality and all the functionality. So the very last thing, would I recommend this chair? Like I said, yes, if you're willing to spend the $900. If you're an office building, if you are a company and you're looking for really comfortable chairs for your employees and don't want to have to worry about, causing them any kind of back pain issues or things like that, this chair would be a great one to get. Also, if you are like me and you're a content creator or a streamer or something like that, this is a great option because you're going to be spending a lot of time in your chair. This is going to be a comfortable chair for you. So yes, I would recommend this chair. The price is the only thing that you need to take into consideration, but I don't think you're going to be disappointed if you're looking in the high-end office chair market, because this one is definitely going to give some other chairs a run for their money. So thank you guys so much for watching. This has been my review of the OdinLake Ergo MAX 747. I think it's a fantastic chair. I've really enjoyed it and will continue to enjoy it because it is the best office chair that I have ever used. That is why it is now the throne of my content creation empire. Thank you so much for watching. Hit that like button for me if you like this video. And of course, the subscribe button, the notification bell if you want to see videos like this when they go live. You can also find me on Twitch, like I said, at twitch.tv/EagleGarrett. Would love to see you over there in the chat. In addition to that, I'm on all the social medias, so you can find links for all of this stuff down in the description of this video, including a link to this chair and a discount code or a discount link of some sort. I'm still working out the details on that, but by the time you see this video, I will have a discount for you guys set up as well. So that'll help the price come down a little bit and maybe not make it as steep as $900. I also want to invite you guys to join our Discord at discord.gg/flock. We've got a fantastic community over there, so come join us. You guys have a wonderful rest of your morning, day, evening, whatever time it is for you, and I will see you in the next video. Rock on, peace out, God bless, and last but not least, come here, buddy, you want to fight? Oh my gosh, I just absolutely destroyed this guy. Yo, how's it feel, bro? How's it feel? Chase me down again. Chase me down again.